Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto, and I am out doing a video test drive on a 2006 Ford F150. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I am out here in the cold, freezing my butt off, driving the car, so you don't have to be out here in the cold, so you can sit on your couch watching me drive the car, and I tell you everything I see, hear, think, smell, and feel, so that you don't have to, so that all you have to do is you can watch my video, and then you can come in and you can make sure you like it, but you don't have to do it until after that. Pretty much, I do all the hard work for you, and then you can come in, just make sure you like it, and then drive away with it if you like it. I'm not a mechanic. This is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, it's meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the car, under the hood, and we'll take a look under the car, and then we'll go for a drive. So this one, it's got a couple things just right off the bat that I'm going to show you. Auction said rusty frame, possible cam phaser noise, suspension noise, drives down the road okay. Usually with a cam phaser noise, you also get cam phaser codes, and we don't have any check engine lights, so I kind of doubt that, but I'll let you listen to the motor. Suspension noise, I haven't heard anything yet, but we'll see. Rusty frame, I'm going to kind of get under there, but the ground is wet, and I'm not ready to admit defeat as far as winter goes, so we'll see. So, as far as the rusty frame, make sure you get underneath it when you get here. It's kind of bowed at the junction of the cab and the bed, so it's probably kind of getting weak right there. Like all of them, because it's a Ford in the Midwest. So, if that's all too much for you, you can go ahead and stop the video now. If not, here we go. We're going to continue on. Alright, 06 F150, other than that stuff, it's not horrible looking. You know, it still has wheel wells for the most part. It does have a little bit of rust beginning here, and I think it's, you can see on the inside, it's, I don't know what this one looks like. I'm going to turn it upside down. I don't know what that looks like, so you guys can look at it. But so, I mean, it does have the wheel well rust that Fords have. It's got the cab corner rust right there, but it's not as bad as I've seen. Tires are, trying to find a wear bar. They're a more aggressive tread, but they're probably at least half tread. They're not really bad anyways. Yeah, they're probably at least half tread. They could be better. Let's see, check out these, what is this? Running bars. Those are still solid on there, so even if the frame's rusty, it's not horribly rusty bad yet. Interior is leather. You still have got some wear and tear on there, just from use, because it's an 06. Let me turn on my defrost. Ooh, it's nice and warm in here. I'm gonna like getting in here. Okay. It's not in horrible condition on the inside. Back here, it's pretty good condition. I cannot get this tailgate open. Doesn't mean it doesn't open. It just means that sometimes you have to push and pull. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it just takes Matt to do it. But there's the bed. The bed doesn't look that bad outside of just that area right there. So over here, it looks like it was getting bad over here, and maybe they they did something to at least stop the rust, and maybe they had done that down there too, so they at least tried to stop it, if not make it better. So that's probably why it looks as good as it does. But other than that, no real major dents or dings or scratches or anything like that. Up here in the front, it does look like it's a little bit dented in, maybe. Looks like the bumper just might be a little bit hit on the bottom. And we've got this noise. I really don't know what that noise is. My guess is it's some pulley or something, but I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know for sure. Motor started right up. Didn't have any trouble as far as that goes, but it is a little bit louder. I know you can hear that. I don't know if that's just a louder fan or what that is. I can, ask Matt, or maybe you can listen to it and you can leave a comment on my video and be like, hey, that's a, whatever that is, you dummy. There's a lot of things I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm learning things as I go. But there's some noise. Maybe it's a belt noise, maybe it's a fin noise. I don't know for certain. But okay, we're gonna get underneath a little bit. Not as good as I normally do. If you follow my videos, I normally do a much better job than this. And I'm sure that your rockers are rusty, because they always are, because we live in the Midwest. But really what we're looking for, that's what we're looking for right there. So your frame needs some attention. It looks like the rest of it is pretty okay. Let's go take a look at the other side. So yeah, your frame definitely needs some attention. Whether or not you want to put a flatbed on here and just kind of do some fabricating on your frame or what. Same on this side, but that seems to be the worst part of it. So I know that there's things that you can do. I know you can get like U pieces and fabricate those on there. I know that you can get an entire frame from a salvage yard and put it on there. I know there's a lot of things you could do. It's or if you just needed a truck to get you by until it fell apart, then there's that option too. So there's a bunch of different options. I want to present them to you so you've got options for whatever you need it for, because not everybody needs a brand new $60,000 perfect truck. So with that, we've got, I don't need my flash on, turn my flash off. We've got 222,000 miles. The display doesn't actually do any flashing or anything. It's just because sometimes when the camera reacts with it. No other lights on the dash. And I've got here, you can see I usually pull it up on the thing to show you. There's no codes on there. And the auction said possible cam phaser noise. I'm guessing that's what they were talking about was that noise, whatever that noise is. But usually you've got like P16, P17 codes, and we don't have any of those. So yeah, I don't know. We've got heated seats. I'm gonna turn that on. We'll see if that works. Red lights. I'm assuming that those work on the passenger side. We'll check and see if it works on the driver's side. Let's see. I'm gonna turn the heat on. Well, and I know it works because it's a lot warmer in here than it is outside. But radio works. We've got a multiple CD player if you still have CDs. We'll check our four-wheel drive in a minute. Driver's side window works. Passenger side window works. Rear passenger side window works. And rear driver's side window works. Looks like the oil change is still current. Looks like it's been maintained and it's not due for another 2,000 miles. So even a truck that's older and has higher miles and is rusty is still being maintained. So that means that whoever owned it was taking care of it. It looks like that might be a crack in the windshield right here. It's not gone through, but just if you're from, I don't even know if you can see, yeah, you can kind of see that. If you're from Missouri, just be aware of that, because I know that they don't do any cracks at all. And some other states, they're kind of a little bit picky, but Iowa, it's not in my driver's view, so it should not bother anybody. So I'm going to put it in four-wheel drive, and we've got our 4x4 light on. We're going to crank it, and we've got four-wheel drive. So, and I've got my heated seat, and it works. So now we're going to go take it for a drive. I'm going to turn my radio off so I can hear what the auction is talking about with suspension noise. And my guess is the suspension is rattling just with that frame being that way. You're probably going to get some rattle. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But just in my quick glance, I didn't see any rust that had penetrated to any suspension areas, like any ball joints or struts or anything. It was solely on that frame rail where the cab and the bed meet, which is usually where the Ford frame rusts, and so that's kind of their weak point. And I don't know why Ford hasn't figured out that that's their weak point, but that's typically where it is. So if there's a suspension noise, I don't think it's due to rust. Driving all right. It's driving fairly smooth for what it is. It's not a Lincoln. It's not driving super rough, but it's got good power. I don't hear any suspension noise. So I don't know if the auction was just hearing, some bumping or something from the bed kind of bumping around. But the brakes are good and solid. They're not at the top of the pad, but they're still good and solid. There's no grinding, no vibration. Gonna do my left turn signal, my right turn signal, windshield wipers. Let's see, windshield wiper fluid. It's a little weak, but it still works. We'll turn our cruise on. And let's see. Our cruise might be our fault. Let's see. Alright, I do not think we have cruise. Set. Okay, I'm going to say we don't have cruise. So that might be the one thing that really doesn't work on this truck. Everything else seems to work alright. I mean, it's an older truck with high miles and it's a little bit rusty, but everything else seems to work except for the cruise. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions, my cell phone is 309-267-7200. You're welcome to call me, text me, or just come in and talk to me. Thanks, guys.